What's going on, YouTube? It's NoChainzz, and I'm back for another commentary. And this is a Jacksonville Jaguars Connected Careers mode. We are about to go into week 6, and to start off this episode, we are going to pursue a trade with the Cleveland Browns. As you guys know, I have been having trouble stopping the run, also holding on to the ball with my kick returns on special teams. So I'm going to be trying to get Josh Cribbs from the Cleveland Browns for a 5th round draft pick. I actually tried to go a lot cheaper. They wouldn't accept it, so I went ahead and tried a 5th round pick. And I was going to throw in an offensive lineman, seeing as though that was one of their team needs to make this deal a little bit more attractive. But they were interested in my 5th round pick. And we're going to see what they say once I go to my actions. And they do accept it. They declined the previous one. Actually, it was more of Madden declining it because I did not have room on my roster. So I went ahead and released a wide receiver. I actually released, I believe it was Spurlock, because he was the one previously on kick returns and he fumbled a lot. But as you guys can see, we are going to the Coliseum to face the Oakland Raiders, and hopefully we can come out of this tough home field with a W.
We prepared for this game by talking to the players and the coaches. What do you expect?
Well, Jim, you're right. We got to talk to a lot of people, and I tell you, there's so many things that are even in this football. And what both coaches told us, special teams, look for them, look for the hidden yardage, which team can get the longer returns in the return game. And also, what has stopped or what can always be a problem in games like this is penalties. Try to keep them to a minimum. We'll see how it turns out.
It's always tough to win on the road, and I don't know if that'll be the case here today, but minutes to kickoff. How much do you hear all that yelling at you from the stands? Could you hear it?
Yeah, you do hear it. You know what, though? You love it because they're yelling at you. They don't like you. But you know why they don't like you? Because they know you're good, and you have a chance to beat their team. So this factor...
Kaepernick and company get the ball first on 3rd down. We are going to try this short pass route. He's going to find Robinson, but Robinson drops it. That is quite a disappointing start to the game. And we have to catch those. That was a crucial 3rd down. And that will lead to Carson Palmer finding Myers over the middle for a 24-yard gain, getting them into Jaguar territory. And on 1st and 10, they're going to hand it off to McFadden. And a key to the game was to shut down DMC, and we're going to have to try our best to do that. We've never been able to stop the run all season. I'm not sure what the problem is. Maybe it's the sliders, but I'll have to change the sliders later on in the season, or maybe even next season. But that will set up a Darius Hayward-Bay touchdown, and the Raiders go up first in this game. They are up 7-0, and Kaepernick and Maurice Jones-Drew are going to try to respond, and Maurice Jones-Drew gets going with a nice rush right there. And on 1st down and 10, Kaepernick calling audibles at the line of scrimmage, reading the defense. He's going to drop back and roll out to the right side, rush, and get a nice gain right there, and gets a flag at the end for unnecessary roughness because they tried to take his leg out after he was already out of bounds. And that will set up a 2nd and goal right here later on after a few plays. And we're going to do a toss out to the right side with Maurice Jones-Drew. He just barely gets to the edge before the safety, and we tie the game right back up. Carson Palmer has the ball back with DMC, and he just throws Posluszny right off of him and gets a 9-yard gain out of that. He shouldn't have got any yards from that, but being a strong runner that he is, he was able to break the tackle and get out of the backfield. And that would set up that play action pass from Carson Palmer on 3rd down and 5. Later on 1st down, Carson Palmer is going to be sacked. He fumbles it. Branch recovers it, rolling over, did not get touched, avoids the tackle, and he's going to get into the end zone for the 2nd time this season. Previously in the game that we lost, actually the only loss that we have this season, he actually caught a pick 6 of Andrew Luck on a screen pass. He actually read it very well and ran quite a bit of yards. This one, he picked it up and had to get back up and still finished off the run. Nobody was able to catch him. So that put the Jacksonville Jaguars up 14-7 over the Raiders. And they're going to hand it off to Goodson, and he's just breaking all kinds of tackles. I feel like when you're facing this defense, you can go ahead and put in a backup running back, and he will go for career high in yards, touchdowns, any rushing statistic. statistic because that's what the case has been all year. I don't think we allowed less than 100 yards rushing to a team this whole entire season so far, which is crazy because we actually have only lost one game. So our pass defense is pretty stout, but our rush defense definitely needs work. But Kaepernick is going to get the ball back, going to fire deep to Blackman, but he overthrows it. I really need to work on Kaepernick's deep accuracy because that could have been a touchdown. Hopefully we could still score one, but nope, on third down he is sacked by Ball, and now we would have to punt it back to Carson Palmer. And Carson Palmer, once again, with a lot of time in the pocket, but eventually the pocket breaks down and he gets sacked by Mincy. And on third down at 19, they're going to hand it off to McFadden, and he almost gets the first down. Well, he was only 8 yards away, but that was still a pretty good run. And with 1 minute and 6 seconds left, Kaepernick is going to be looking for Cecil Shorts to third, and he gets down to midfield. Now Kaepernick is looking to put some points on the board, and he's going to hit Jordan Shipley for about a 15-yard gain right there with 23 seconds left to go. Kaepernick is back to pass, going to find Cecil Shorts again, and he is going to get out of bounds. So we're going to try a few shots at the end zone with 12 seconds left. We're going to go to Jordan Shipley. He catches it, but he is not in the end zone, and we don't have any timeouts left. We're going to try to call the hurry up, but it is too late. So we come away with no points from a really nice drive by Kaepernick and company. But we'll have to stop them and hopefully score another one once we get the ball back. But look at Darren McFadden just making this defense look quite foolish with 89 yards on the day so far. And on first down and 10, they're going to hand it off to him again. And he's going to stiff arm 3 people until DeJuan Landry gets there and shuts him down. The 4th tackle was the charm on that one. Following that run play, they're going to hand it off to him again. And he just stiff arms Sessions, Posluszny. I don't know who that was, but he's going to find the daylight and walk into the end zone, and showing a little bad sportsmanship right there, just taunting us because he knows he just did something crazy. But Blackman with the nice one-hand reception, and Kaepernick has not been on the same page as him all day, and that continues right here. That 7-yard catch was his only reception of the day so far. So we're going to try to go to the run game as Maurice Jones-Drew breaks a few tackles too. So we have a nice running back too, but he only has 70 yards. Obviously a lot less carries, but Kaepernick gonna try to throw the screen, and it is gonna be picked off by Ball. He has a sack in this game as well, so just terrorizing the day for Kaepernick. Hopefully this defense can stand and hold them to 3 points or less, but Carson Palmer throws a pick right to Ross. So the Jaguars had the ball back with a chance to break the tie. We're going to try to end around to Josh Cribbs, only 3 yards. But we're going to be trying a lot of trick plays with him because he is quite a versatile player. But we're going to hit Cecil Shorts over the middle, trying our best to get on the board. We have not scored in the second half. Hopefully we can put an end to this stale third quarter we've been having, where we're going to hit Justin Blackman on the comeback route, and he gets a lot of yak on that play right there. And on third down and goal, Kaepernick back to pass, gonna find Blackman again. They have not been on the same page the entire game up until this drive, and when they got on the same page, it definitely paid off. But we have to still fix the defense and stop DMC. Lord have mercy, he has 198 yards right now and 21 rushes. Carson back to pass, gonna throw that one out of reach of the receiver on third down. And on third down and 2, we're going to try another run with Cribbs. And this one, he makes better use of, getting over 10 yards on that play. And on third down and 9, we're going to try a screen to him, but that will be shut down. And that will give the Raiders a chance to score and take this game to overtime. We'll see if they can actually do it. And on first down and 10, Carson going to throw it to Myers. He's going to be hit and injured on the play, forcing the Raiders to use one of their timeouts. Carson under pressure. They make me control Lowry and make me run the opposite way of Moore. He'll get the easy touchdown. That really got on my nerves because they switched me to the stupidest person possible. And they of course, capitalize off of it. But Kaepernick, this is where champions are made. And speaking of him, he's scrambling out to the right side for a nice gain, trying to get the Jaguars into field goal range for Josh Scobie. He has a powerful leg, so we will not need to get much farther following that nice scramble by Kaepernick. Hopefully he can keep his composure. He's going to go deep to Josh Cribbs, and Josh Cribbs looking more like Larry Fitzgerald out there. And we're going to run it right there, and oh my God, that was almost a disaster. Come on, Jones-Drew, you have to hold on to the ball. But hopefully Josh Scobie can make this field goal as time expires. And of course it is good. It was a chip shot. We should not have had to go on that last second drive. I feel like Madden played me. They wanted me to put Kaepernick and the offense under some pressure so he can get a fourth quarter game-winning drive under his belt, because they, like, did you see it? They moved me to the completely opposite person that I wanted to be. I wanted to be a defensive lineman to get more pressure, but they switched me to the safety and made me run away from the guy. But we leave the Oakland Coliseum with a W. This game was hard fought. We actually struggled a lot in the third quarter, but picked it right back up at the beginning of the fourth quarter and played better defense throughout the whole entire fourth quarter. But we're going to take a look at the stats right now, and we're going to see just how many yards Maurice Jones-Drew had and how many McFadden had, because our key to the game was to get Maurice Jones-Drew going and to stop DMC. Kaepernick, not a good game, but not a completely horrible game. So 15 rushes and 82 yards for Jones-Drew. I'm really interested in seeing how many yards DMC had, because he was just tearing us up. But Cecil Short's our most productive wide receiver in this game. Paul Posluszny, a couple of tackles behind the line for losses. But here is DMC's stats, 208 yards on us. But I'm going to finish out this episode with some scouting, because I really want a better defensive tackle to close up that middle, because Fred Robbins, of course, will probably not be there. And a lot of good statistics for this guy right here. He's projected higher than I'll probably have, but if I have to, I'll trade up to get him. I'm going to be looking at him and I think another wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken, or somebody else. But I really want that D tackle right there. Oh, no. I look at a middle linebacker because I want to run a 3-4. Maybe that's better at stopping the run next year. So you need a couple of good middle linebackers to run a 3-4. So hopefully we can get Jabari Wilson to come in and be that second middle linebacker to play along Posluszny to try to stop the run a little bit better. So a lot of good statistics or attributes on Jabari Wilson as well. Hopefully he falls to our draft pick. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.